Today is November 2nd. The time here in Australia is 7:40 in the evening. Most of my friends, global friends, they were asking, well, I haven't seen you live on Facebook for ages. I said, I know, I was very busy. I'm busy in Skype interviewing potential buyer. I'm also busy on WhatsApp screening potential buyer, the buyer coming from my YouTube channel. Now, my platform is very unique. If you are looking to buy gold, easy for you to find. You can just type on my YouTube channel or any keywords, gold in Africa, my video pop up into your screen. Now, I had a conference this afternoon, and his name is, so just a moment, I'm gonna have a look. His name is Serge from Qatar. He saw my video on my YouTube channel yesterday in regard with the Mineral Consulting Group of Company that I fired them. I terminated my memorandum of understanding. So he was asking, what is the memorandum of understanding, Wilhelmina, with your seller? And I asked this guy, originally he's from India, but he works in Qatar. And I asked him, will you define me the word memorandum of understanding? I want you to give me an answer before I'm going to give you direct answer. So he's a little bit of misunderstood the meaning of memorandum of understanding. Meaning to say, the owner of the gold, the company, and Wilhelmina have an agreement that I'm going to market on behalf of the seller. So, for short, I am digital online marketer. This is live. So I'm based in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. I am the extension of the seller. The seller hired Wilhelmina to market it. So I'm not just a chain of joker broker. So this guy from Qatar, he started to understand because he was watching my video last night from my YouTube channel. And I told him, next time when you go to my platform on Facebook, on Wilhelmina's Gold and Diamond page, it's very huge. I want you to study and read it properly in order for you to comprehend. Because most of the online agent wanting to earn $1, that is fine. But Wilhelmina would not entertain chain of agent. That is the reason why the seller hired Wilhelmina in order for me to accept the order, in order for me to question the buyer, how long you've been searching for gold and what are you going to use. That is my role. So my job is to interview the buyer. After the buyer read the full corporate offer, which is available online, it's very extensive. When any buyer's agent or buyer come to me, my question is, how long you've been searching for gold supply for your business? And if the buyer says, or the agent says, I've been searching for 6 months or 1 year, something wrong with that particular person. Now, going back to the video that I uploaded yesterday in regards with the Mineral Consulting Group of Company based in Conakry. Yes, I did fired my seller. I handle Sierra Leone, Conakry, and Mali. Now, my job is to promote the production of the seller. My job is to assist the buyer and the seller. So, for short, when you come to Wilhelmina, you are a buyer and you know what you are going to use the item, which is gold and rough diamond. So there was a lot of question that what happened to the Korean buyer. The Korean buyer, his gold was confiscated. So that's why I fired the Mineral Consulting Group of Company. So if you want to know more answer, listen to that video why I fired Mineral Consulting Group of Company. Why? There is a reason. Now, any seller offer you, aside from Mineral Consulting, this afternoon, someone from India, and he has shop in Dubai. He was been window shopping and he wanted to buy gold in Conakry. Okay, so he was searching the gold in Conakry and he saw my video. So he come for conference on Botim. And he said, Madam, can you teach me? I said, I'm not here to teach anyone. You are a businessman. You should know why you want to buy gold. Of course, you want to make into jewelry. You want to refine it to make into jewelry. So this buyer, I'm going to explain thoroughly. This buyer was offered $48,000. And when he was offered $48,000 to pay taxes, that is why he was being nervous. That is why he come to me and asked my advice. And I asked this Indian that he has a business in Dubai. And I asked him, why they offer you $48,000? That is gross. And that buyer, he said, Madam, the seller from Conakry Guinea, he said that I have to pay taxes. He will bring the gold to Dubai on his name. And I told him, very dangerous. You don't own the gold. So he is going to use your money to finance his trip to Dubai, and you cannot guarantee that you're gonna get the gold because you have not met the seller. And I told him, you better travel and meet the seller. But that $48,000, right? $48,000. The tax is 7%. Whatever the world market today the world market price is $57,750. The tax of that gold, because that is commodity, 57,750 times 7%. The tax on every bar today is $4,042. You add that $48,000 plus, let's say, run up to 4,000 plus 4,000, that is $52,000. So I educate this businessman, and I told him, you're a businessman, you should know that everything you buy, there is always valued added tax. That $48,000, the seller did not tell you, plus he just want to offer you to pay taxes on 20 kilos for let's say 4,000 tax on every bar times 20. That is $80,000. I told this Indian, so you're going to finance 80,000. The gold doesn't belong to you. This is what I have told him. So he started to understand, and he was nervous. And I told him, you're nervous because you're going to lose your $80,000 if you are not very careful. Now, talking about Conakry, you must remember Conakry is the fourth gold producer. Conakry is not saturated. There are so many fake offer. I call that fake because that seller wanting to sell the gold, he is hungry to sell to you, and you are also hungry to buy. This is what my explanation this morning. And it took me 1.5 hours have a conversation on Botim. Now, when I told him, you add that $48,000 okay, plus 4,000, okay, because I round up the remaining, so 48,000, okay, plus 4,000 tax on every bar because 20 kilos. So when I added on the tax on the price, it's $52,000. I told him exactly the same. We sell $52,000 per kilo, tax included. But most of the buyer or a small buyer doesn't read. I give the breakdown on my full corporate offer. I expanded it. I make it long in order for the buyer to understand. So, when I explained to him that $52,000 tax included when you buy the gold from us, excluding the shipping cost, excluding the insurance. You need to insure the gold so that when the gold leave the country of origin, whatever happen, you are safe. So he asked me, Madam, the price of gold today is 57, right? I said, yes. But tomorrow, the price of gold is completely different because you have not confirmed your order. Right. So he asked me how much is the shipping cost. Whatever the total sale value, 1.5%, the shipping company will charge the buyer the shipping charges. And the shipping company will charge the buyer the insurance. Now, I'll give you an example so that everybody understand. I sent a package to Africa because my personal driver have malaria. And medicine in Africa is not really very good. So, I bought the medicine on Panadol, flu, fever, aspirin, etc., etc. The value of $200, my package sent it to Conakry. Because my personal driver, my chaperone, was in the hospital and he has malaria. So I'm just giving you an example here. Plus, the DHL, when I brought the package on, I packed already, the DHL opened the package and he itemized what is inside of the package. Right? So I don't have any issue. And the DHL asked me the receipt of the item which I'm going to send it to Conakry. Now, I'm just giving you an example. So, the DHL, they added how much I purchased the medicine, which is $200 because it says on the docket. So then, DHL charged me the shipping cost, which is $100. Right? Plus, insurance, which is $45. So, plus 200 plus 145 equals 345. I don't have any issue to pay the charges because I want to protect my package. Buying gold, exactly the same. But most of you, you want to cut corner because you wanted to get the profit. You will get the profit when you continue purchasing this commodity. But if you start a trial 10 kilos, your profit is just minimal. But when you increase that, of course, your profit in a year's time, your profit would be 80%. Why? Let's say you sign a contract with us. And I myself will make sure that you will get $6,000 profit on every bar. Yeah? So if you order 20 kilos, 6,000 times 20, your profit is 120,000. So we sell to you 52,000 times 20, that is 1,400,000. 1,400,000. Right. So Your profit out of your investment 1,400,000 times 20. Your profit is 120,000. Yeah. On the first trial. On the second shipment, the following week, you increase 50 kilos. Your profit is more than. So you add that. For 12 months, your profit is 80%. It depends on the quantity you increase it. But if you put your money in the bank, the interest rate of your money is 3%. Lucky if you could get 5% per annum. But when you buy the gold every week, you add that 12 months, I can assure you, you will get the profit of 80%. So you got my logic here, Mr. Buyer? I'm not going to mention his name because he doesn't want to be embarrassed. Now, you are buying direct to us. Wilhelmina is your gateway. Wilhelmina is the one who will assist you. And Wilhelmina will take you to Mali. If you want to go buy gold in Mali, if you want to buy gold in Sierra Leone, I will take you there. If you want to buy gold in Conakry, yes, I am going to be with you to assist you. Do not travel without Wilhelmina. I can guarantee you there would be an issue. I have an issue. The buyer from Korea, right? I was very patient, and the buyer lost gold 4 kilos. And my seller, he was very careless. I think I mentioned that on my YouTube channel, that the gold has been confiscated. When the gold is not perfectly done, especially the COVID certificate, COVID-19 certificate, because of the virus, because gold has a virus, that is a rock. So there would be a virus, but we cannot see that into our naked eyes. So you need to assay the gold, and the owner of the gold has to give the shipper a certificate that the gold is free of COVID-19. But Abdul Tangkura didn't provide. So the gold was being questioned, and when the gold has been questioned, a minute the custom detect that your gold is not complete, the export documentation, you are considered as a gold smuggle. You are considered as a smuggler. So there was an issue that I have. For 5 months, I have been fighting back and forth, and I had enough. That is the reason why I'm here live, in order for me to explain to you guys. Now, I think I mentioned on my video last week that there was a foreigner was arrested in Mali. I was given an update by a financial controller, and also in Conakry. Because gold is the property of the country, and most of the foreigners like me, they wanted to buy cheap price. And there is so many seller offer you cheap price. So many. 35, 40, 45, 48. My dear buyer, that is only to tease you. To tease you in order for you to grab the opportunity. But when you arrive on the ground, there would be an issue. They will change. Whoever make an offer cheap price, they will change their mind. They want you to come to the country, but when you're there, there's so many stories. I don't care if he is my seller. I am here to assist you properly, because I've been to Africa. I know Africa. There's so many gold in Africa, so many diamond, but there's so many criminals as well. There's so many smugglers as well. Mostly are foreigners. And also the seller, they wanted to smuggle because they wanted to sell. That is normal. But the seller would not tell you how much is the value, the added tax called VAT. Now in Cameroon, the VAT is 17%. Here in Australia, our VAT, what is called the government sales tax, is 10%. Now in Ghana, their VAT had increased because that is the income of the government, 10% value added tax. In Mali, right now, the VAT, which is 7.5%. In Conakry, 7%. Valued added tax. When you buy the gold, plus valued added tax. That is the reason why the seller offered this Indian that he offered $48,000, but the seller did not tell how much is the tax. So when I explained it to the buyer, he was surprised. I said to this buyer, the Indian, that he has a shop in Dubai. He really need the gold because he has a customer. He's using a refinery to refine it into gold bullion. It is 99.99. And I told him, use your calculator, get your calculator, and I will teach you on how much is the value tax. So, $4,000 tax, because the government will value the VAT based on the world market price, not the 48. Whatever the value of the gold on the world market plus 7%. This is Conakry, because he wanted to fly to Conakry. Now he canceled his trip. He was afraid, and he said, I rather deal with you, Mrs. Ford, because you're gonna guide me, and I don't want to lose my $80,000. Yeah. So I told him, my goodness, you're gonna be you're gonna be deceived. I refrain using the word scam, because scam is a new version, but the old version is deceive. You're gonna be deceived, because I was also deceived by a seller in Ghana, in Conakry, and also in Sierra Leone. So now I learned from a bad experience, that which I'm sharing with you. Now, Mr. Buyer, on this video, the full corporate offer is in front of you. After my live video, I will put this soft corporate offer in order for you to read and digest it properly, because you are buying $500,000 here. You are not buying pumpkin here. You are not buying potato here. You are buying the most powerful commodities in the world. So you need to have a capital. Do not travel without proper planning. Do not. You're gonna be burned out with your pocket. Okay? Do not. Now, Mr. Buyer, I know you're gonna be surprised why the price is too expensive. Well, you're buying expensive item. Of course, you have to pay the premium. Which one you like? You have been offered 38 or 48, and then when you arrive, you are strangers in that country. Then you are facing difficulties. Now, you need Wilhelmina to be with you, but my services is not for free. No. I've given free information live through digital. Okay? That is free. I expand the soft corporate offer. I give the background of how much the tax, how much the shipping cost, how much the insurance is on this video. Do not come to Wilhelmina asking how much is the insurance, how much is the shipping cost. The shipping cost is already in front of you. Now, I received an inquiry, okay, just a moment, that the buyer wanted to use Brinks. Okay, that's a good question. Just bear with me, because I called MS Brinks in Conakry. They have also Brinks in Sierra Leone. I'm gonna scroll down. Where is it? Okay, where is it? Okay. So, bear with me. All right. Now, I inquire about Brinks. Now, I know so many of you listening to my live video. Brinks has nothing to do with the gold. Brink is a shipper, just like a DHL I mentioned a few minutes ago. Now, the Brinks has nothing to do with the gold. Brink is a shipper. So when you and the seller sign an SPA, which is the contract, which is both buyers and seller sign it and stamp it, that is a contract. So it says here, the Brinks will only receive the goods when the contract has been signed between the buyer and the seller. The gold has to be fully documented, like assay report, a cash flow receipt, assay report, your payment. Gold is free of illegal activities, ownership, custom clearance, airway bill, okay, insurance. It's already in front of you. Now it says here, there is Brinks in Conakry, which is subsidiary, okay, just like a franchisee. MSS Brinks. It says here, the following BCRG issuance on final release of gold, the color is pink receipt. The seller agreed to provide the metal together with all export documentation to MS Brinks Guinea on behalf of the Brinks Global Services Dubai. MS will inform the buyer that they have received the materials and export documentation. Upon confirmations of the above, buyer will immediately transfer 95% of the invoice. Right. So meaning to say, you have to pay the MS Brinks their charges. I don't know how much their charges, so don't ask me, because I am not, because my seller has his own shipping agent. So if you want to use Brinks, there's no issue. And it says, buyer is responsible for all MS Brinks charges, including shipping costs, importation custom, right, clearance transportation, to refinery, and witness the final testing. Yes, there will be a charge. To carry the gold by the armor carrier, you will be charged. Yes. And also within one banking day of the final assay report, issue will be the refinery, which is the central bank, confirmation of the purity of the finest of gold, remaining the payment. Now, I'm going to summarize because maybe you cannot comprehend. When you buy the gold from us, okay, especially you need Wilhelmina on the ground with you, and I'm gonna be with you to assist you. You inspect your order. Let's say your order is 50 kilos. Okay. So 50 kilos. So you inspect that in the office. You bring your gold tester. Whether you go to Mali or Conakry or Sierra Leone, spend money to buy gold tester. You can buy, there's $20,000, just like a gun, or there's a second hand. So that's not my job. I'm just telling you, you can search that online. Okay, so now, you inspect in the office when you like it, because you already signed a contract prior to your inspection. Because the contract has to be signed before you arrive. And you're going to be invited, you will be given a landing visa by the company whom you're going to deal with through Wilhelmina. So there is an assay cost of $100 per kilo. So the gold cannot be brought to the refinery because the seller will hire the armor car, because there's a lot of hold-upping in Africa, because that is money. So the seller will hire the armor car to bring the gold to the refinery, and there is a charge. You will be charged when you come, because there would be a meeting. They will give you the breakdown how much the transport charges. Yeah. Now, if I am with you, I am going to assist you and negotiate, because the seller would trust me, and the seller say, okay, Wilhelmina's client is real. We can waive sometimes. We can waive the shipping cost, but the insurance cannot. And you have to pay the transport. So now, the gold is not for credit. This is F.O.B. So, when the gold, let's say, you want to buy gold in Conakry, because the buyer from India was offered. I'm just using this Dubai buyer. He's Indian, but he has a business in Dubai. He said that he want to go to Conakry. Okay? And I asked him, which one you like, Mali or Conakry? And he said, I prefer Conakry because Emirates fly 2 times a week, Thursday and Saturday. So, okay. So, I told him that the gold has to be ready. Your order must be ready in the office to inspect bars by bars. Bring your gold taster, and if you're happy, you pay in full. This is the requirement in Conakry. Yeah? Why the requirement? Because the president of Conakry was been arrested of corruption. So the country loses millions and millions and millions of income because sellers and buyer didn't declare that. So now the new administration is very strict. So when you inspect the gold, you pay in full, transfer the payment from your bank account to the seller's bank account. You will be given an invoice on actual after your inspection. So your payment would be clear 3 working days. From your bank account to the correspondence bank, my seller's correspondence bank is New York. So it would take 3 working days. So you're gonna stay 9 working days. So when your payment would be clear, that is the time they process the export documentation. Whether you buy gold in Mali, Sierra Leone, and Conakry, or in Ghana, are all the same. So the seller would not explain to you like this, none whatsoever. So those people who's watching me, this is for your own benefit. Someone is reaction. Two people giving me the reaction. Just a moment. I cannot see the reaction. Okay. I will review that. Inside there's 2 people reacting. It's okay. Now, so you have to pay in full. This is not for credit. You're gonna say, oh, I don't want to buy gold upfront. There is no upfront here. You're buying money to make money, so you have to pay for it. There is no upfront. You cannot just take the gold out of the country without payment. And if you don't have the money, don't travel. I'm telling you. My advice to you, if you don't have the money, if you're asking CIF, you better get out of this business. CIF means cost, insurance, and freight only. So therefore, you have a deficiency of cash flow. So don't bother. I rather advise you not to be involved in gold business. This is for real buyer that have money. And also, when you come for conference to meet this lady in front of you, I would ask you, how did you know Wilhelmina? And you're gonna tell me, oh, I watched your video. Did you read the extensive full corporate offer? And you're gonna tell me, not really. Well, go back and read again. Because I don't have time to teach people. That is the reason why I put everything very extensively. I give you guys a breakdown. So I don't need to teach you, because you're a businessman. You should know what you're buying. My seller did not teach me. No. So when I was on the ground, I sit down. How much is the tax? What are the necessary requirements? Put that on the table so that when I do the marketing, I will tell the world. Very simple. The seller would not tell you what I have explained to you in front of you. No seller will explain to you like this. None. You are lucky to meet Mrs. Ford. You are very lucky. Because believe me, I know you've been running around, especially on WhatsApp group chat. So many time waster. Or you're gonna go on LinkedIn. There's so many. They're window shopper. There are two kinds of buyer. Sophisticated buyer and unsophisticated. Sophisticated buyer, they will relax and read it, digest it. But unsophisticated buyer, brokers, time waster, thinking they can get commission. You will not get the commission. If you think that you can earn money through social media, you will earn money when you know your buyer, because I'm very, very strict. Very. And I don't deal chain of joker broker. I'm sorry if I say this joker, because you're joking. You're not trading. I went to school, you must remember. And my professor, when the professor was telling us, you wait until I finish my explanation, then you raise your hand. When I attended the convention in New Zealand, because I was trained on management, because I was a prestige charter manager of New Image International. And I was sent to New Zealand to attend the management training. I was being insulted by a lady. New Zealand, they're very tough lady, but I like it. And I interrupted the lady when she was talking. You know, the lady was telling me, Wilhelmina, did you go to school? I said, yes, I did. So therefore, go back and read. I was embarrassed. That's the reason why I don't ask questions. I have to read it. Even in real estate. I've been top salesperson in real estate here in Brisbane. When I applied for a job as a negotiator, the company said, Wilhelmina, this is the book. You read it. Here's the sample of the contract. You read it and follow through. It took me 48 hours to read. When I go home, I read and highlighted what is the contract. I have to read the small print in order for me to tell the buyer, so that the buyer understand. Because here in Australia, when you commit mistake, your license will be revoked because they cannot complain. So, I never ask question. But to you guys, no matter how I give you extensive information, you pretend to be dumb, but you're not dumb. You're not. So, I'm telling you guys, read it so that you will not be told as dumb. You know what is dumb? Dumb. So, I'm very, very strict because I done it purposely. You're gonna ask me, well, Amina, how did you become a mandate? Well, I did not apply. The owner of the gold from Africa, they hired Wilhelmina because they saw my profile that I was top salesperson, buying and selling exactly the same. There is no F, there is no but. You buy, you place your order, you have the money, show me that you have proof of fund, your bank statement, that you have $1 million. But if you don't have $1 million, don't bother to talk to Wilhelmina. And then you're gonna ask LC, SB, LC, you don't have the cash. You are going to use the gold as leverage. Well, in Africa, cash business. In Africa, they wouldn't entertain credit. When I was in Africa, there was a meeting, all bankers. So I was sitting down in the lobby having a cup of coffee. You know, I introduced myself. Hi guys, how are you today? Oh, there's so many people in the lobby. What is the function here? I introduced myself. Hi, I'm Mrs. Ford from Australia. So everybody was intrigued with me. From Australia? Wow, you're from down under. I said, yes. What are you doing here, Mrs. Ford? Oh, I'm just only for holiday. They don't believe on me that I'm on holiday because I ask question. I ask interesting question. I was meeting with the manager, bank manager, and I asked him, oh, you have a conference about banking, right? So yes. May I ask if you could answer me a little bit of question? Here in Africa, you are rich on natural resources. The bank manager start to wonder with my guts. And he said, Mrs. Ford, are you selling gold? I said, not really. I'm just here for holiday. So it seems that you are very inquisitive. I said, yes. So I asked question, do you accept MT799? And the manager was smiling at me. And he said, you know, Mrs. Ford, that's good that you asked. Most foreigner asking MT799. MT799 is not acceptable in Africa. Only those illegal people are using that. We don't deal, the seller don't deal credit because they are small miners. They want cash to cash transaction. I start to wonder. I said, yes, it's true. Even myself, if I own the company, if I own the gold, I will not give my gold for credit. I will not give my gold CIF, cost insurance and freight. Here's the gold. Where's the money? So the bank manager was impressed with my question. So now guys, I'm sharing you this because most of you, Madam, I have a buyer wanting CIF, bring the gold to PMMC, bring the gold to rah. No, we don't bring the gold to anybody. You come to the office, my seller has an office. This is my office. I am extension of the seller. My online office open 7 days a week from 10 o'clock in the morning to midnight because we have a time difference. So if you're watching this lady in front of you, I'm sure you're gonna gain more knowledge because knowledge is the most powerful. If you went to school, I'm sure you would understand. I'm sorry if I'm really brutal because I'm very strict. Just a moment. Yeah, good evening. This is Wilhelmina. Hello.
Good day, Mr. Ford.
Yes.
Hello. Yes, my name is Stephen Nolan. I'm a Phoenix Plus Consulting Agency. Some while ago, you had a transaction to do with binary book in the financial market.
No, I'm not interested. No, I'm sorry. How did you get my number?
Okay, because binary book right now we are shut down recently, and your funds were being recovered, and your details have been provided for us.
Excuse me. Don't bullshitting with me. Okay? Do not bullshitting. Excuse me. Do not bullshitting with Wilhelmina. You are offering illegal. How did you get my number? You are a foreigner.
I already explained that.
No, I'm not interested. Thank you very much. Oh, these people offering my fund. I don't know. I don't have $1 million in the bank. You need to be careful, guys. Anybody call you pretending that you have fun, don't believe in it. Don't believe. I just received a phone calls from international. They're using my number. I don't know how did you get the number because here in Australia, there's a company that they're selling your telephone number. But this buyer cannot penetrate because I'm in sales. I can detect it. So you hear that this person, when he called me Mr. Ford, immediately I start to wonder. I'm not Mr. Ford. I'm Mrs. Ford. So I hung up. There's so many fake offer scam. Say he told me that I have recover fund. I don't know how much my fund recover. That is bullshit. That's why I'm very, very strict. Excuse me if I say this. I hung up. So anyone call you guys, please do not entertain. So I hung up. So anyway, I was being interrupted. So I think I already explained to you guys, and I'm going to exit soon because I have so many people queuing on my WhatsApp, on my Skype, because I am interviewing buyers. We have the gold. Africa is 98% gold produced in Africa, and 50% of diamond coming from Africa. Why this Australian mining company in Africa? Why Russian mining company is in Africa? Why Italian group of company is in Africa? You are a small timer and you asking for CIF. It wouldn't work. You need to have a capital. If you can convince Wilhelmina that you have $500,000 to start with, I would believe it. Show me the proof of fund, your bank statement that you have $500,000. Show me your business registration, an importation license, your passport copy. Then I will believe that you are a buyer. But if you come to Wilhelmina, cut and paste, I wouldn't believe it. I will immediately remove you from WhatsApp. And immediately I will remove you from my Skype. Because I don't have time to educate. You read on the full corporate offer, you digest it, then you come back when you are ready. So I think I already explained it. Now going back to Mali, exactly the same. You place your order. The gold will be assay at DNGM. It's a government refinery. Many years ago, Mali used that DNGM to test the gold because Mali is the third largest gold producer in West Africa. Now there are few refineries in Mali. KMR is an Italian group of company, Marina, and the other one, and DNGM. Now, Mali has a 4,500 small miners. They bring their production to a cooperative. It's a big cartel and they control all the supply. So all the small marketing company in Mali, they get the gold from the cooperative. I handle the main cooperative. There are so many cooperative in Mali, but I'm the one who handle the biggest organization. In Mali, if you want tons of gold, yes, there is. Yes, but how are you able to get the tons of gold? As I've said to you, the full corporate offer is in front of you. You will get it when you have the fund. And then you're gonna ask me, I want to see the proof of product. Yes, you will see the proof of product when you place your order. The proof of product, you have to inspect that when we travel together, when you place your order based on the contract. Now, I will summarize very briefly because I'm not going to stay longer. Upon reading the full corporate offer, when you come to Wilhelmina, do not say hi because my name is not hi. My name is Wilhelmina Ford. Do not say, sir, I'm not sir. You introduce yourself properly if you're a businessman. If you're a broker, listen, read it. Do not address Mr. because I'm not Mr. I'm Mrs. Ford. So you need to be careful talking to me if you don't know how to introduce yourself. And you're gonna say hi? No, my name is not hi. You already met Wilhelmina, so therefore, you need to learn how to introduce yourself when you come because this is $500,000 business. And I don't want the buyer to make a mistake because the buyer from Korea, he's already had a mistake. Yeah, the seller had already mistake. That's why I fired Mineral Consulting Group of Company. Now in Conakry, I have 2 sellers left. These 2 sellers, they were been mining since 1970, and the other one is 1985. Mineral Consulting is good company, but they made a mistake. I don't tolerate any seller. I would not tolerate you. It doesn't matter if you are my seller. I'm going to punish you guys. Yes? Because you are going to represent your country. You are the ambassador of your country. So if you're gonna cut corner, believe me, if I handle you guys, you know, Mrs. Ford, I don't buy any alibi. I don't buy any bullshitting. When I was in Sierra Leone, I was talking to a Department of Mines. You know what the Department of Mines was telling me? Thank you, Mrs. Ford, that you are here. I said, why? There are so many foreigners here tarnishing our country. And I know what I said. Well, both sellers and buyers are tarnishing your country. Yeah? Because sellers are hungry to sell, and the buyer is hungry to buy because of profit. And the minister, the Department of Mines worker, he was laughing at me. And then he said, Mrs. Ford, please help us to promote our country. Yeah, I will promote your country, but you teach your people, the local miners, the villagers are also hungry. They will offer you cheap price, believe me. They will offer you. There was father and son, I think 6 months ago. He knows Wilhelmina. And he was been pretending to be a buyer. Then he was been offered $38,000 in Sierra Leone. So he has an agent, but he didn't deal with me. Can you imagine how trick the buyer? But it's okay. So when they arrive in Sierra Leone, they have an issue. Live video call, right? Father and son. Plus their agent, local agent. I told the son, how much the seller offer you? $38,000. Okay. How many kilos? 30 kilos. On 38,000 times 30, that is this is the price. Yeah. 38,000 times 30 kilos. This is the value of the gold. And you know how much he paid taxes? $41,000. So they were being excited. They're gonna sell the gold to Dubai, and they put the gold into the luggage. Okay, the backpack. There was no such gold. Why? The seller didn't put the gold, pretending in front of the buyer and the father and son, inside the hotel. I told the son, that's not the way you do business. No, it's not the way you do business. So what happened? He lost money. And his father wants to kill himself. And I told the son, why he gonna kill himself? You are creating your own problem. You should not travel because you don't have $1 million plus. You only pay $41,000 for taxes. No way. No way. You're gonna be arrested. Lucky you were not been arrested as a smuggler. And they start to understand. The seller did not tell this father and son. Live video call in this hotel. Plus their local agent. Can you imagine that? You are trying to save money because of profit. This is what I said. So they returned to India empty-handed. Another incident last week or 2 weeks ago, my seller, my operation manager, just a moment. My operation manager was sending me a message. This is in Conakry, huh? Okay, just bear with me. It says here, Madam, there was a foreigner, buyers and seller was arrested. 2 tons of gold. And the buyer and the seller did not declare properly. In the airport, when the buyer and the seller brought the gold to custom, because custom will really open your metal box, and the document was missing. The owner from Conakry was also arrested, and the foreigner was also arrested as smuggled 2 tons of gold from Conakry. Please, Mr. Buyer, do not be involved in gold laundering. Do not. You're gonna say, oh, I'm gonna pay taxes. Do not. I rather advise you, start a trial. Start to buy 10 kilos. Increase that every week rather than tons of gold. There's a lot of gold in Mali and in Conakry, but you don't have $1 million. You don't have $25 million. You don't have $50 million. Start a trial. Don't be greedy. The more you become greedy, the more you're gonna be stumble down. Yes? Greediness is your number one enemy, because money. Yeah, gold is money. So do not, Mr. Buyer, do not be involved on paying taxes. No, you pay for it. Here's my money. I want to buy 10 kilos to start, or 20 kilos. Ship it to Dubai. If you want to ship it to Dubai, use Emirates. Use MS Brinks. Then you're safe. And my advice, you travel, 2 of you, whether you go to Mali or Sierra Leone or Conakry. One has to stay on the ground, and one your partner has to travel. Why? I have a bad experience already. I'm sharing you. In case the gold didn't arrive, and you already there in your destination, and one of your partner is on the ground, your partner can follow up. Hey, what happened to the gold? The gold was missing. My question is, did you insure the gold? Because if there is an insurance, you can claim it out of the insurance. But if there is no insurance, then you're going to be tralala. Yes. With my experience in marketing for 36 years, my goodness, buying and selling are exactly the same, guys. You need to insure. No, you need to insure. When I travel to Africa, I buy travel insurance. Yeah? Because I don't want to be stuck in a foreign country. I pay premium. I don't care how much I pay travel insurance. Buying gold, exactly the same. Pay the expensive insurance. Don't bargain it. Don't be thrifty. The more you become thrifty, I'm telling you, you're waiting for disaster. Yeah. As I've said to you, every time I travel, I always buy a travel insurance premium. I don't care how much I pay for my own benefit. Buying gold, exactly the same. Now, we are now about to open an international border. I am traveling soon. Now, Mr. Buyer, I am going to travel to Abu Dhabi. Can you imagine the buyer inviting us to come to see him? A buyer. He's a royal family. He found me on my YouTube channel. And he said, Wilhelmina, I don't care about the contract. I want to see you because I want to buy gold in Africa. And expenses paid. Yeah? The buyer is paying our trip. And he said to me, you can stay on my pension house. So I told him, wait until the international flight would be open. I will travel. I will meet you. He already introduced me to his people. He's very rich. He showed me all his flashy car. I'm not interested with the flashy car. I'm not excited. I would be excited if I meet him. I would be excited if I'm going to bring him to Africa. I told him, how many quantity you need? I want to go take the gold in Mali. Tons of gold. And I told him, relax. Relax. He has plenty of money. He doesn't care. I said, relax. I don't want you to stumble down. Relax. I want you to start a trial. You need to build your credibility to the seller. And he said, how about Conakry? There's tons of gold in Conakry. Just relax. So what he do, he's inviting us to meet him face to face. He's going to pay all my expenses paid. That is a real buyer. Yes, that is a real buyer. So December, maybe December, January. He's just waiting for me to fly to Abu Dhabi. I said, relax. I'm not excited to travel to Abu Dhabi. Yeah, I'm not. I'm a woman who's not excited. I would be excited when you convince me that you are a buyer. I would be. Because you're going to be happy because I am going to assist you on the ground. Yes. And I'm going to tell my seller, hey, this buyer is real, eh? And I told my buyer, I will travel ahead of time. And I will meet you in the airport. Then I will have a meeting with my cooperative that this is the buyer. Because if you want a long-term business, you do proper business. But I don't want to deal with chain of, excuse my language if I call you guys joker. I had enough. I prefer to deal with sophisticated buyer. I don't deal unsophisticated. Too much headache. I am not here to teach you guys. I am here to sell. This is my online store. You read, you choose. Wilhelmina, I want to travel to Mali. Wilhelmina, I want to travel to Conakry. Wilhelmina, I want to travel to Sierra Leone. Yes. Send me a copy of your business registration. Remember, your importation license, your passport copy, and the proof of fund, the value of your order. Then you will see the proof of product on the ground. You will inspect it. So do not travel, as I've said, do not travel without Wilhelmina. You are gonna fail. I'm telling you, 100% you're gonna fail. Spend money to make money. My services, my extra service is peanuts. You're spending $500,000. It's peanuts. Yeah. I don't ask you commission. I'm charging you my extra service because I'm going to charge the seller of my work, my services. But when I travel with you, it's different. If you cannot afford, you can travel. I will monitor your movement exactly the same what Korean. So he cannot afford. So I monitor the movement, what happened. Disaster. So do you want to be disaster or what? Or do you want to be successful or what? So better think about it. So I think I already explained to you guys. So this is a very lucrative business. Believe me, gold has many uses. You can make into jewelry, as I've said many times. You're gonna say, oh, too expensive. Well, you're buying expensive products. Gold is expensive, really, to be honest with you. Gold is not cheap. So if you don't have the money, don't be involved. If you're just brokering, how much is my commission, madam? I'm not interested. No. Because buyer knows how to find Wilhelmina. That's why my online store is very clear. Here's the soft corporate offer. Read it first. Then you come. Open your camera when you come for conference. Just like this Abu Dhabi. He called me. Abu Dhabi buyer. Live video call. But he wanted to see my beautiful face to face. So I told him, wait until international flight will be open by December. Then that is the time I will inform the buyer that I'm coming to meet him face to face. Simple as that. And I asked the buyer, how guarantee that you are going to safeguard my trip? I'm very sharp. Believe me. You have no idea this woman. Then people say, well, you know where you come from. Don't worry about where I come from. I'm from Australia, but I was born in Asia. Don't worry about it where I came from. Worry about how are you able to pay. Am I sarcastic? I am sarcastic. Because I don't ask you where you come from. I ask you how are you able to pay. Yeah? Something like that. So please don't be offended because I'm very, very brutal. Excuse my language. I'm brutal and very tough because this is for you, not for me. No such broker explaining to you like this, none whatsoever. Even the seller would not explain to you whatsoever. Nah? You know, guys, when I was in Africa, I scolded my seller. You must remember. And my seller said, oh, Mrs. Ford is very tough. My words is bloody hell. Yeah, even my personal driver. I was talking to him a few hours ago. And I told him, are you still alive or what? Because when I send a message and they don't respond to me, bloody hell, you will receive this wording. And then the seller said, oh, Mrs. Ford is very, very tough. I said, yes. You strike the iron while the iron is still hot. That's the reason why the international buyer is scared with you guys. Because you don't respond right and there. See? I teach my personal driver to be prompt. If you want a business, respond right and there. Please, how can I help you, Mr. Buyer? Something like that. So I think I already explained to you guys. So in generalize, I will summarize again. In Conakry, the gold has to be assay at central bank. The gold has to be brought to central bank. When the gold brought to central bank, you transfer your payment bank to bank. In Mali, the gold will be assay at DNGM. You inspect in the office. Then after the assay, you buy metal box. There's a metal box costing $450. You spend $450. There is no free. So make sure you're really equipped. In Sierra Leone, exactly the same. You test the gold at the government laboratory called GGO. You buy as well your own metal box. So when you come from conference, I will show you on the metal box on how the buyer and the seller sign the gold. When the gold wrap it, you have to initial it so that there would be no tampering. I will show it to you when you come for conference. And I will guide you, but as I've said to you, do not travel without Wilhelmina. Spend money to make money. You must remember, guys, my services is not for free. I already given you worth $1 million of information. This is worth $1 million for you. And you're gonna be benefited if you follow the golden rules. If you want to shortcut because you don't have much money, then you're waiting for disaster. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant good evening. I'm going to interview these buyers flashing on my screen. There are 15 of them on WhatsApp. And there are 5 of the buyer from Skype. So I'm very, very busy. You know, I'm a workaholic woman. Now the time here in Australia is already 8 o'clock. I will be closing midnight. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant good afternoon to you. I don't know what time in your end, or good morning and good evening here from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Thank you very much. Enjoy. Be careful. Make sure you have a vaccination. Make sure that you're covered with COVID-19. Thank you very much again and again. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Hasta la vista, amiga. Kios kiti anata. Sayonara anata. Goodbye.